Okay. I got back from that barber shop. You know what I'm saying? Oh, boy still working on law handles. Man, I'll keep it real, man. That's why I put in the work, man. I've been eating good, though. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah. I got back from that barber shop. And, trying to see if the guy did me all right. He did something. You know what I mean? Something better than what it was, I guess. But you know, I thank God that I was able to get me one. Even though people try to inconvenience me in my life sometimes. So I tried to pay the barber that was in the dorm. And, you know, everybody tried to get in the way. So, I don't know, man. Sometimes people may feel like, cause you know, I try to pay my way for my convenience. You know what I'm saying? So, some people feel a type way when, I don't know, I guess you compensate for your privilege. And it's not really privilege. Like if I want a special cut, I gotta pay for it. You know what I'm saying? If I want to skip the line, I gotta pay for it. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like I got money or nothing, but I use my money wisely so I can get these type of things done that I be needing to get done. So I noticed I rubbed somebody wrong today. Walking the barbershop, same time the guy walking the barbershop. And I'm like, hey, how much it gonna cost me to go ahead and get in, get a special cut? Probably skip the line, what you gonna charge me today? So I'm trying to get the price, but I peeped the fella that like, oh, we're lying. I heard the slur, but I kind of like, didn't even get no attention to it. But I'm so aware, maybe God gave me that type of, I don't know, I registered the energy, you know what I'm saying? And it was like, while I'm in there, I'm like, man, I see now, I'm gonna rub a couple people the wrong way for me doing my usual. I might come in, Bob already know who I am, I'm coming in to pay my way, you know what I'm saying? A couple fellas getting their feelings like, and I could tell, they ain't really got so much to say nothing. But that little slur there just like, I'm lying. Ooh, I'm like, look, before I got twisted up with him, I noticed I'm like, I see what I'm about to do. So I ended up leaving out the dorm and going hard at another dorm fella I knew how to cut hair, called him, you know what I'm saying? Took my money with me when he got me a haircut, you know what I'm saying? But I didn't necessarily know what I was gonna talk about today, but it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter. I usually just, whenever I press record, I just go, you know what I'm saying? So with that little, I guess, experience that just from that little situation that transpired, man, you know, people just, I don't know, some people may feel like just because you loving on you, or you taking care of you, man. You take care of you, man. You can be loving on you. I remember this reason why I kind of like, when I had a little change at one point, fellas felt like I was trying to stun on them. And, you know, people get emotional, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they make a lot of you taking care of you and loving you, they make that personal, as if, you know, you directing that you loving you towards them. You know what I'm saying? And they ain't got nothing to do with the equation, but at the same time, they just want to make themselves relevant or make it personal. You know what I'm saying? So before I rubbed the person the wrong way, I just decided to be like, I'm just going ahead and go and leave out the dorm and let my man have his place in line. If he felt like I was trying to skip in front of him, being that we walked in at the same time. You know what I'm saying? So it turned into some foolishness already before it could turn into some foolishness. I nullified the situation before the adversary can get to work. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, that type of stuff be happening, man. And I just figured I'd speak on it because, you know, you gotta stay focused sometimes. You know what I mean? Don't ever let the adversary intrude or impose or even try to implement themselves in your life. You gotta still recognize that you have authority over your world. Just like the world revolves around whoever that person, the world revolves around him. You know what I'm saying? And it's the same thing, vice versa. You know what I mean? So you gotta kind of like you still gotta be, you know, I guess, sensitive to your environment. Even though the world, you know, God gave you and your own in particular world. You know what I'm saying? And I call it my house as far as mentally. And I'm not gonna let no person come and put my house in order. You know what I'm saying? I'm the dictator of my own home. You know what I'm saying? So a person saying you gotta put this here, this gotta go this way, and you know, you adopt all these mannerisms and methods from other people. You know what I'm saying? And you find yourself living in discomfort because of, you know, you appeasing and adopting other people's narratives and meanings or dictations, you know what I'm saying, on how they, you know, go about their life. You know what I mean? And still, you know, you have authority on whether or not something has life in your world or not. You know what I mean? So it's up to you to come into agreement. I remember I read this book called Four Agreements. That was a beautiful book. Small little book, man. But it can change somebody's life, man. It's called The Four Agreements, man. I recommend any person to go and check that author out. He's pretty tough, man. But if you choose to come into agreement with certain things, you know what I mean? Like, you know, everybody think they got the right to your attention. You know what I mean? And And a person doesn't have the right to your attention unless you come into an agreement and that they do have some type of right to their attention. And that's where the entitlement comes in at, because everybody walk around here living life entitled as if, just they live life entitled due to domestication, you know what I mean? And people just walk around in that manner, you know what I'm saying? And that's just how it is. People walk around entitled, to another person's attention. So if you walk out the door right now and say you know somebody, but you don't know them like that, but you just really was just minding your business, you had to go run to the water fountain, say that. And while you go into the water fountain, you just focus on you. You need some hot water, you go get you some hot water from the water fountain or whatever. The person see you, but you don't really see them, you know what I'm saying? And then you go back about your business, you get your hot water, you go, and then later on that day, you get some negative energy from that individual that you thought were cool, you was cool with them or whatever. Then it all come out like, as if like, you were being arrogant. You were saying, forget them, or they was a nobody because, you would just focus on you and yours and what you had going on. You know what I'm saying? And you just may not have said hi to that person that day. That person felt a certain type of way. You know what I'm saying? Things like that happen. You know what I mean? You can't be no people pleaser, man, and be pleasing everybody. And at the same time, like, don't ever entitle or feel like you're entitled to someone else's world too. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really too tough to expect nothing from anybody. You know what I mean? People gonna be who they gonna be. And at the same time, a person gonna do what they want to do, how they want to do it to the fullest of their ability, and ain't nothing you can do it with respect it, and that's vice versa. You know what I'm saying? But you know how to be your own man, kid. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody got to be your friend. Ain't nobody got to like you. Ain't nobody got to agree with you. Know how to be your own man. You got to motivate yourself. You got to love yourself. You got to encourage yourself. You got to push yourself. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody gonna encourage you to get your tail up out your bed and walk to that toilet to go use the bathroom. You gotta do that on your own. You know what I'm saying? So let that apply to everything you do in life. You know what I'm saying? And take up that type of independence and not be dependent on people, and things. God gonna put somebody in your life though that's gonna show that type of genuine nature towards you. That's something that's undeniable. They're just gonna concern themselves with whatever you're concerned with. You may come across friends in this world. You may not. You know what I'm saying? But don't never have it possess that or expect that from anyone, So, you be your own friend, you be your greatest and biggest fan, and you keep pushing. You know what I'm saying? Love you. You know what I mean? People are always gonna be entitled to their opinions, man. You'll always be entitled to their opinions, and a person's opinion is not the stipulator of your worth. They can never appraise your worth. That's what appraisal means, is finding the worth of something, don't ever let the circumstance be the appraisal of your worth. Just because you're going through a tough time and ain't nobody agreeing with you, meaning, you ain't got favor from God and God don't love you. You know what I'm saying? Even though you're going through a difficulty or, right now you just less fortunate than other kids and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Because you ain't got the designer shoes and the Nikes or you know what I'm saying? Don't ever let that stipulate your worth. Not things. Things don't stipulate your worth. The quality of who you are stipulates your worth. How you treat people. You know what I'm saying? And God is always going to favor you. You're going to see that favor just because of your inhale and your exhale. It's what you do with it. You know what I'm saying? Whether or not you choose to be appreciative and express your gratitude for your next breath and next moment, knowing that you're worthy, or you apply your disgust and subject God to your disgust in that moment. You know what I'm saying? But me, I'm going to love me best way I can in this circumstance. Regardless of me being deprived of all the resources I would love to have to love me, care for me. You know what I'm saying? But I'm doing what I can. And people going to feel how they feel. Just like when I do my music. You know what I'm saying? Every time I do a song, there's always somebody trying to compete. There's always somebody trying to, be better. I'm not in the game and the competitions and none of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm right here, focusing on me, focusing on being a better me. Today, tomorrow, you know what I'm saying? I'm doing better than what I did yesterday. I did not work out today though. I didn't do that. I ain't gonna beat myself down about it, but there was a reason for why I didn't, because I ended up going to breakfast, and I didn't know that it take 2 hours for your food to digest it to the day. So that was something I learned, but I went out there to try to do some jumping jacks, and then it got on me, you know what I'm saying? I was in the burping and all that, so I didn't want to put no harm on myself, so that's what that is, man. I just want to, I guess, shoot something out there, encourage you, man, to love you and yourself. People are entitled to their opinions, you know what I'm saying? And regardless if they have a consensus or a crowd agreeing with their opinion, it doesn't still stipulate your worth. It doesn't. It doesn't stipulate your worth because you have the majority outruling how you feel about you, That's just what it is. So, yeah, man, I just got back. Probably get my things together, you know what I'm saying? Fold my little uniform up, man. I worked hard, man. That little stain don't come out my pants there, but It's all good. Like I got fired from my job for going to get a haircut before I went into work on haircut day. And I seen the boss today is like, hey, you want me to go out there and do those windows again? And she just shooed me off, you know what I'm saying? And it was not about me not working, on why I got fired. You know what I'm saying? So at the same time, even though I want to work and I want to, manage my time and stuff like that, I don't demand and force it. It's all right, I be my own boss, man. I put myself to work, make my own job. You know what I'm saying? Like what I'm doing now. I may not be getting paid for this, but at the same time, I just, me performing the deeds that I am doing before God, the compensation of me just having my next second, giving me the life to be able to, express my gratitude and, the clarity that God has given me in my life, the understanding that God has bestowed upon me. That's more than enough sometimes, man. I don't know no other life to be like, thank you, God. You know what I'm saying? But, hey, man, see what these guys gonna do, man. Guess I'm gonna take care of it. Try to at least, man. I feel good about me, man. Take care of me, man. See, that's what happens when you got people who don't, I ain't even gonna get into that. But before this ain't never been a problem until, so now it's a receive part right there. This is like a blind tape. Man, sometimes you get up under a Bible who may not agree with you either. We ain't gonna do it that way, we ain't gonna be negative. I'm just appreciative of what I'm able to have, man. You know what I'm saying? It's all good, man. You gotta love you, man. Love me beyond all this, man. Regardless of what. Even when I make my mistakes, I ain't gonna beat myself down. I'm gonna love me. But yeah, man, that's all it is to it today, man. I hope something of what I said can encourage you, inspire you to keep pressing forward and doing better. You know what I'm saying? Stay firm within your esteem, That's what it's really all about, your esteem. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have the right esteem about yourself, you will never be sufficient in anything you do. So that's very important. And God totally values your esteem. So that's what it's about, man. I love you.